the end of episode number 3, I said if I was smart, I would cut the corners off to make it a little easier for myself on the lathe. Now, there is the chance that before I actually did it, I may have noticed that, hey, I'm gonna ruin the end here. However, there's a chance that I may not have. So for those 3 viewers, maybe more, that picked up on that and drew my attention to it when I was checking the comments this morning, you may well have just saved this whole project. Well, I don't know, I probably would have been busy trying to figure out how can I glue these corners back on somehow. Anyway, thank you for noticing that. That would have been the stupidest thing I could have done, not the smartest. Anyway, let's get going here. Now, as long as I'm talking about your comments here, I want you to know I read every single one. Just because I may not actually reply does not mean I didn't read it. I read every single one and I appreciate every single one. Yeah. No, I've never done this before, and I don't know why I didn't think of it before, but this is very, very soft. It's not as soft as balsa wood, but I think this will just sort of strengthen it a little bit, because I got to turn a tenon here. I'll let that soak in. Maybe I'll put one here too. And I'm not going to use the curing agent. Okay, I can see I made a mistake here. These two should be here. Let's double check here, see what went wrong. Well, don't worry, I'll get it before I get it on the lathe. Okay, we're readjusted here now. Oh, is that the way I had it before? better this way. The jaw doesn't have to open as far. Yeah, that should be alright. Now this little screw here, you don't really need it unless you're planning on going in reverse. And I might go in reverse, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I don't see why. Now I think I got to pull the whole lathe out here because, yeah, my air pickup is going to be in the way here. So that's the next job. Now I know it doesn't look like it, but this thing weighs well over 500 pounds. This bed is very heavy and then it's got cast legs and yeah, so I use sort of a homemade lever type thing here to move it in and out. I think that this is the only really heavy machine I've got that is not on wheels. Been meaning to do it, haven't done it. Maybe someday. We'll see. That should do it. Used to be that I'd be able to grab onto it and just pull it out myself, but those days are gone. Oh, and by the way, when I said this thing weighs over 500 pounds, I meant this, not me, okay? Now this is the live center that I did have in there. However, I think for what we're going to do, this one will be a lot better because this ring is probably going to give more support than the point. Once that ring digs in, yeah, we're going to be using I'll be using my parting tool here to turn the tenon, and when I'm catching on the corners, there's going to be a lot of jarring. And that wood, like I said, even though I did harden it with the CA glue, it's still pretty soft. And it would be quite easy for this to come loose. Now this thing here is 1/4 inch in diameter when it's flush with the ring. The hole that we drilled in the wood a few minutes ago, I think it was about 3/16. I don't know if you can see that, but the ring is just digging in there pretty good. Now these are the jaws I'm going to put on my chuck to grab onto the tenon. There's no use making the tenon any more than 1/2 inch long. And you might be wondering, well, why don't I just use the jumbo jaws? Well, the spindle duplicator will not fit on the lathe with this big jaw. Now you probably notice I'm using a different square. I almost always use my old speed square. And this square I got yesterday from Lee Valley. And I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to see this pencil mark. And my second hope is I don't break this lead because it looks pretty loose. Yeah, I've always wanted a precision metal square, because I am thinking of maybe going into metal and trying to make stuff out of brass plate, and well, I may as well be honest, I've been watching a guy called Click Spring. Very, very gifted person. I don't even hope to become close to his quality, but it sure looks interesting. I've already got a metal lathe. All I need is a milling machine and a few other little things, and I'm good to go. Well, let's see if I can see that now when it's spinning. Oh yeah, that's gonna work. Yeah, it's not rubbing on anything here. Yeah, that should be alright. That'll be better than nothing anyway. At least it'll get the sawdust, it won't get the big chips.